Does a person's history really matter that much? Well, does it? We oftentimes hear this talked about when people are dating, right? They're on the dating scene, they're linking up in whichever way they want to do it, like through an app, or maybe they just kind of cross paths with somebody out when they're going out for a walk, or whatever the case might be, or who knows, maybe they met because of mutual friends and they're highly attracted to each other. and somebody says something to you about him or her or whoever you happen to be listening to this. Well, you know, they've been around the block a few times. They've seen a thing or two, they've done a thing or two. And what people oftentimes say is, well, listen, I'm not concerned with what they used to do. I'm concerned, what concerns me is who they are now. That's what really matters. But is that true? Is that true? Does a person's history matter? And we're not talking about just people's previous sexual mores. We're talking about a vast number of things. Maybe someone has a vice other than that could be an issue if you knew about it, you know, or maybe they have a temper problem. Maybe they have interests and hobbies that don't square up with the person that you're concerned about, your friend, maybe your brother or sister, who knows, right? Who knows? And you know, you feel like all the cards aren't laid on the table, and if they were, this person might know differently. And so you say to them, well, you know, this might not be right for you. And they say, well, listen, you know, you're saying this because of the past or whatever the case may be. Somebody knows something. I say, well, you know, I'm not concerned about their past. I'm just concerned about who they are now. Does history matter? Can we truly let things go? So we just shake it off and say, everybody deserves to turn over a new leaf, start a new chapter in their life. Is that how this works? Well, I tend to think that history does matter. And I think our own personal history matters too. So on my job, I'm fairly new to this job I have now. I've been working in the field with our utility company for 24 years, okay? But the position I'm in now is a little new to me. The aspects of what I'm going to talk about are nothing new to me, okay? So I'm an energy analyst now, and oftentimes when we get called to people's homes, one of the things they say is, my bill has never been like this before, or I've never used this much energy before. So one of the things we do oftentimes before we ever set foot on the property is we look at the history and we find out, we try to ascertain whether any of that is true or not. And in many cases, we'll look back at the same month, a year prior, 2 years prior, 3 years prior, and discover in many, many cases, these people are repeating history. They're not making it for the first time. So, why is this important? Do we bring it up to rub it in someone else's face? No. Because when you look at history, you can tell if something is broken or not. You can tell if there's a new problem that has cropped up or not. You can tell whether the person has made changes here or there or not, right? You can tell if maybe they might be mightily aware of their situation and they just don't want to admit it to themselves or to you. This happens a lot. And some people are insulted a little, they don't show it, but some people are let's put it a different way. Some people are a little taken aback when you can show them proof on the screen, on the laptop. This is actually a repeat of years gone by. It's nothing new. Now, the good thing about this is it's cyclical. It's predictable. It tells us something about the home you live in. It tells us something about your habits. It tells us something about the equipment that you use, right? And so, yeah, it's good to know these things, whether you like the information or not, right? It's good to know them, whether it makes you feel good or not. But confronting these, or confronting this information, I should say, will make a big difference. Because now you can move forward. Now you can discern what steps need to be taken next. And moving forward, you have to know what happened in the past, okay? So, yeah, do I think things matter? History matters? Yes. Because, you know, it matters with me too. Here's an example from my own personal life. very similar to all this. So, I've had AC problems lately myself. And my consumption has gone through the roof because it was running longer than it had to in this hot Florida summer heat, all right? And when I look at it, I go, I can look at what's happening hour by hour, and I look at it and go, I've never used this much before. My AC has never run this much. I went back in my own personal history, and I found out that that's not true. I use this much every year. Well, up to a certain point. There was a year in which all of it changed. Okay, I've been at my house for 5 years. The first 2 years, my consumption was much lower. But it vastly changed after the third year, from the third year moving on. The question then becomes, what changed? What happened? I changed my habits. I did something different. Okay? I did something different. But that's me. I own that. I know exactly what it was. It has to do with where my finger was on the thermostat. Okay? I may not like the way things are unfolding. You may not like the way things are unfolding. They may not like how it appears. But the history does matter, because it's only when you take time to observe it you can figure out what's actually going on. When it comes to the people in your life that you're getting to know, that you're dealing with, that you're living with, that you're befriending, take a look at the history. Doesn't mean you have to write them off, but you can look at it and go, number one, do they know? Do they know this is what they do? Okay? Have they confronted it? Because until they confront it, they can't fix it. You don't want to move into a home with broken equipment. So, you ask, what is this about? You know? Was there something broken? Did you make a change? Was there a time when it was not like this, and then it became like this, and why? Is this a force of habit? Is this something you want to change? Because I'm on a level with you guys. I've been in homes where we can pin down exactly what's going on, and we say, listen, your consumption will go down, your bill will go down if you do this. A lot of it has to do with the thermostat. Not all the time, okay? A lot of it has to do with the thermostat. You can't keep it at 68 degrees in the dead of summer in Florida and think you're gonna have a low bill. If you bumped it up a little bit, don't run at 68 degrees all day long. Maybe never, okay? And I'll have people tell me, I hear what you're saying. I don't like my bill. In fact, I hate it. And it really makes me upset. But you know what? I'm not gonna change a thing because I like it where it's at. Yeah. And tell us that. You might have people in your life that are just like that. And that's what you need to find out. On the other hand, you need to find out what you're doing also. Have you looked at your own personal history? Do it for yourself. Do it for the sake of the people in your life. Look at your own personal history. Where do you see something wrong? Is it hurting you? Is it affecting how life is taking shape right now? Is it affecting that? Because if it is, you might want to take stock. It might be okay. It might be okay. It might be something you have to confront and say, you know what, I'm going to make a change. But you have to know what it is. Is it a force of habit? Is something broken? Do I need to do something new? Do I need new equipment? Whatever that might be. Read between the lines. And yeah, I think your life will exponentially get better. And when we go out on these calls, that's kind of what we want. We can't always make a difference with other people. They have to be cooperative, right? They have to have the ability, and they have to have the willingness. They have to have the willingness to change. They have to have the support to do it also. That doesn't mean that you're everyone's support. It could be somebody else for them, but that's what it takes. And I think that when I hate it when I leave. I hate it when I leave a home and I feel like I didn't really help them. Some things just can't. Some things are. Get this, guys. Some people's situations are so good they don't even know it, right? Their history is so good, but they want to know if they can make it even better. And some people have optimized their own way of living and their habits so well that I can't even tell them how to improve anything. I can't even tell them how they can bring their bills down. That's the point where you want to get to, okay? You want to be optimized, but you have to confront your own history, and you have to expect others in your life to do that too if you expect to grow together. Now, if they're not willing to do that, it doesn't mean you just throw them to the sharks. It might mean you create some distance. You might change the kind of friendship that it is or the kind of relationship you have with them. Doesn't mean you have to cut ties altogether, but you have to size things up. And I think if you keep this in mind, it will help a lot. That's my personal feeling about this. I think that's kind of what we're in the business of doing, is helping people make improvements, and I think this will make an improvement in your life. But yeah, history does matter. All right. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next one. In the meantime, be wise.